Alright guys, we are back in the game here talking to Phintius, who sells books in the Imperial City Market District. We're
Can
going
I
to go
interest you
to
in some of my
barter,
wares?
and I just want to highlight a couple of things in the vanilla version of Oblivion Remastered, just to highlight a couple of differences before we get into a mod that changes some things. So as you can see, Phintius has 1200 gold available, which is a decent amount, I suppose, but when we get to the late game and we start getting enchanted ebony armor and weapons, we're gonna want to sell them for much more than 1200 gold. It's kind of a limiting factor in the late game. And additionally, this mod that we're going to get into also has an optional version that also changes what merchants like this are willing to buy from you. So in the base game, he is willing to buy books from us because he sells books. That makes sense. He'll also buy spell scrolls. It makes a lot of sense. But it isn't very convenient. So we're going to cut over now to the mod Richer Vendors, and I'm going to use the optional version that allows merchants to buy all items from me instead of just whatever they prefer. So we are back in the game now with Richer Vendors installed, and let's go ahead and get to bartering with
Can I interest you in some of my wares?
As you can see, there's quite a few differences here since I have this optional version where he will buy anything from me at all. I can now sell him, for instance, the iron bow, and his total amount of gold up at the top there is now, instead of 1200, it is 12,000 gold, which should be plenty in the late game to be able to sell whatever enchanted magical items of whatever quality at full price. Very convenient, very good mod. I think this is going to be one of those mods that I for sure have installed at all times. He covers several merchants in the game. Well, he covers all merchants, but it also affects merchants inside of taverns, barkeeps that typically only have like 50 gold or so. It brings them all the way up to 1,000 gold limit at minimum, which is very convenient, very nice. It means when you're on the road and not near civilization, and you run into an inn, you can sell things there for a decent price as well. Alright guys, I think that is going to be it for the demo here. I'm going to now get into installation. Alright, we are on the Richer Vendors page on Nexus Mods. I'm going to go ahead and leave a link in the description down below so you guys can follow along with everything that I'm doing. Let's get into it. Okay, so requirements. This mod's not going to require any additional things. It's going to be a pretty straightforward installation. There is a mod that requires this file in order to work. It looks like this is Michael's unofficial Oblivion Remastered patch hub. So patches to work with UORP. We can dig into that a little bit later, but I'm not going to in this video. He's got a list of other mods that are pretty good and installation instructions if you are interested in manually installing this mod. I'm not going to cover manual installation in this video. If enough people want me to do some manual installation videos, I might start making some of those, but for now, we're sticking with Vortex if we can. Also, if you really like this mod, like what you saw in the demo that I provided, go ahead and endorse the mod. That's basically the like button of Nexus Mods. And lets them know that you really like the mod. Okay, so let's get into installation. We're going to go to Files, and as you can see here, we have two versions of the mod. This is the Richer Vendors mod by itself, and essentially all that is going to happen if you have this one installed is it multiplies the amount of money in all the vendors' inventory by 10, or raises some vendors that have only 50 gold up to 1,000 gold. That is all this mod is going to do. This second one here, second option, is the sell anything to anyone version. So it essentially does the exact same thing as this first mod, but it also includes vendors are able to buy things from you that's not normally their preferred items. So for instance, the book seller was willing to buy all of my weapons and armor. So you only need one of these mods installed. I think for my personal setup, I'm only going to use Richer Vendors. I know I did show the one where you could sell anything to anyone, but I think that breaks the immersion for me personally. But I totally understand if you want the other one. You can have both mods installed. Just make sure only one of them is enabled, as the other is bound to overwrite them. So we'll get in here into Vortex, and you can see there's already file conflicts. I'm going to disable the one that I do not want, and then Vortex is going to go through. There's no longer any conflicts because I don't have both installed. You don't need to have both installed, just make sure you have one and only one enabled. And that's it, guys. There's not really much else to this mod. This is the entire installation process, pretty straightforward, pretty simple. I hope you guys found this pretty easy to follow along with and found a new mod that belongs permanently in your load order. And with that out of the way, guys, as always, happy modding, happy Mondays. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video all the way through to the end. I really appreciate it, and I hope it was very helpful showcasing this mod and showing how to install it. I'm really hoping that we can get this channel growing so that we can show as many people as possible how easy it is to install some mods and showcase some really good mods that some hardworking people come up with. In order to do that, though, I'm really going to need you guys' help. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Share this video with as many people as you can. We'll try to get this channel growing, and hopefully it helps as many people as possible. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys next time.